We are live. What's up, mother suckers? I can't curse. My mom's probably gonna watch this. All right, don't fall.
Don't fall. Look at her. Let me see if I can get you on live. Is Coach Chronic on live? Nobody on yet.
We shall wait.
So wait. Well, first, let's introduce everybody. Coach Chronic. Name. What do you do?
So my real name's Karan, but I go by Coach Chronic. I am a personal trainer, online fitness coach, and professional dancer. My job is to help people.
Alan Roberts, every day finish. You motherfuckers know who I am.
Hey guys, I'm Allie. My channel is Built with Brains. We're going to be getting it up this weekend, so definitely check it out. I'm currently getting my master's in biology and eventually going on to be a physician assistant.
See, actual brains. not just like somehow some of those chicks are some actual fucking brains.
Hi, I'm Andrew.
That's Andrew.
Yeah, I'm the other guy. I'm a personal trainer. Currently going to get my exercise science degree and eventually go on to physical therapy.
Outstanding. He's live right now, so we will be able to. Oh, there we are.
There it is.
So we're going to read the questions right here. Let's see. Laugh my ass up high. How are you doing?
What's up, man?
Since we don't have any questions yet, I don't know how well you guys can hear us with the grinders going in the background.
Just when I took that back home, he's losing my metabolic window.
What's that?
He's losing his metabolic window. What's up, Benjamin? How are you? Have you ever experienced fit shaming? That's an interesting question.
Fit shaming? I actually have. Like I think to a certain degree, especially because like the people I know now that I grew up with, you know, like have turned to dirt most of them.
Volume is low.
The volume is low. Okay. Well, the people that I have, because the people that I grew up with are basically so old that they have either turned to dirt or they want to like possibly not. They don't want to admit that they suffer in comparison. So I get that all the time. Not to mention that, like a lot of times I think fit shaming revolves around food. Because when you try to eat healthy, in the general area of anyone that's eating like normal shit, it becomes a fucking issue.
Yeah.
In a big way. So what about you?
Definitely. I mean, like, people try to bring you down when you're trying to raise yourself up because of their own insecurities. I see that a lot, especially when I kind of first started.
Yeah.
People kind of doubted that I was serious about my body and improving my body and my brain. What's up, Dennis from Germany? How are you? So I think in general, at first, people, when they don't know that you're legit and the real deal, they try to bring you down because like, oh, this person's just going to be a fad. It's a trend. It's this or that. But when you start to be consistent, that's when they start to respect you and your opinions, and then they don't fit shame you anymore.
What about you? You probably
Yeah,
got some.
I get a lot of it, especially being a female.
It's still
I
too
know,
low. I'm going to try and move this a little bit closer. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, I get it a lot
Close
from
up.
family, friends, just kind of a little bit of everybody, like, oh, you're going to look like a man, or why do you work out so much? Why do you spend so much time in the gym? Especially the diet is another thing. We were just talking about this. I don't actually drink that often, so when I go out with friends, a lot of them are like, oh, come on, just have a beer, or whatever. And I just don't choose to. So yeah, I get a lot of fit shaming through that.
Thanks, Benny.
Yeah.
Next question we got is what B said. Speak up. We're in a coffee shop, so and I swear a lot, so fuck off. What made you guys get into fitness? What made you get into fitness?
Fitness, well, I played sports all my life. The thing that really got me into fitness, though, was I played collegiate soccer, and when I stopped playing collegiate soccer, I gained a lot of weight, like 40 pounds. I was like 170, and I looked down one day, and I was like, well, shit, this is bad. So I dropped to 40 pounds, got down to about 135, and now I was like, hey, this is awesome. I want to help people do this, and that's something that I really strive to do every day, is just help people achieve their goals.
Bet on Adventures. Hi, Allie. That's my adopted daughter, so let's fucking be careful.
You have a fan.
Just before we all of a sudden get all fucking weird about it. So, my motherfucking Christian Jorgen said, "Hey, Christian, we were just checking out your progress pics. How much weight have you lost there, buddy?"
You've been killing it, man.
You're gonna answer as we get back to something else.
You've been really killing it.
Any idea how my body will react to heavy weights after 5 months with light weights? It should be okay. You're gonna ease back in if you're using my lean mass program, dude. You should be fine. So, but you have access to me at any given time because you're awesome.
Oh, apparently you're friends.
Yeah.
Your friend.
Oh,
Oh, you are.
Okay.
You're
52
You're friends on
pounds.
Instagram, but you know him?
No.
No. You don't know her. Try to slide off. There's for any dude that wants to talk to her, there is like my wife and I have like a questionnaire you got to fill out. Send me a message.
You got to send an application.
That's right. Favorite exercise movement. This ought to be interesting.
Favorite exercise? Well, I guess it depends on what I'm going for, but right now my favorite thing nowadays is front squat. I love the demand it puts on my T-spine. That's thoracic spine, meaning my upper chest region. Really taxes your core.
Chest region in the back.
Sorry. So I really like that movement because it forces me to maintain basically perfect form. You really can't cheat the front squat at all, because if you do, you're gonna collapse, right? So yeah, right now the front squats for me.
For me, it's back squat. I think everybody knows back squat or military press, and I mean that's my two things I've always been at. What's your?
Yeah, I'm goblet squat, especially because when I do it, I use the kettlebells and bring the weight out so I keep my form. It helps me keep my form. And I love straight-legged deadlifts. I've really been trying to isolate my hamstrings a little bit more.
You guys don't know. Like, I mean, in the gym with her, it's like such a humbling experience. It's like, it really is. I'm telling you, the young female Jeff Cavalier. Right here. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. It really is. What about for you?
For me, it's going to have to be the weighted walking lunge. Coming from a soccer background, that is one of my daily movements. That's something I strive to be great at, because if I'm not, I'm going to get hurt.
Interesting.
Joan S. Wow, I love the girl's chest line. I'm a girl too, and I was so happy that I was able to see a chest line showing. Yeah, you guys don't even understand. Like, I mean, like, you guys got to check her out. It's at Allie.Norton on Instagram. She's going to post a video and a picture earlier of her workout. It's so humbling. It's just, it really is. It's kind of gross. Cron, you can read the questions through.
Sure. Let's see where we're at. We did that one. Big fan of Alan. Have any of you been in relationships with someone that isn't into fitness/health, and how do you deal with this? Interesting. Anybody want to talk?
I really haven't. Like, I mean, like, I'm lucky that, like, since I got really serious about fitness, I've been married the whole time, and you know, my wife is probably a better athlete than all four of us sitting here.
She's a beast.
You know, that's no joke. It's no joke. But I haven't, so I'm pretty lucky with that. I've lost friends, family members that don't understand, like all sorts of shit like that. So I mean, it's not easy. Like, I mean, you end up having fitness friends because that's the only people that understand the shit we go through. Anybody?
Yeah, I mean, I was in a relationship for 6 years with someone else in the military, and I mean, we kind of bounced off of each other a lot, so we kind of took each other's workouts and we pushed each other, so it was actually more beneficial. But I just don't know if it would be difficult to be in a relationship that doesn't understand my lifestyle as far as fitness is concerned.
Yeah. Food and everything like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dedication.
Nutrition is probably the biggest one.
Well, right now, I actually just got into a relationship recently, and she loves to work out, loves to go to classes, loves to move. She was a dancer for 16 years, so I mean, we're right on the same boat with that. So I've never had that experience.
I think you end up gravitating towards people like that anyway. You know what I mean? Like, you really do, because it's like when you lead fitness, it's a lifestyle. When you live it, so it's a lifestyle. So it's hard to even possibly imagine, like, let's just sit around for a weekend and shit like that. Like, I can't possibly even think that, you know.
A lot of the people that I met here, I met in the gym.
Yeah.
That I hang out here. It's just people that I meet wherever I am, because I'm always at the gym.
Well, shit aside, I mean, since I moved back to Pittsburgh, most of the people that I know are either from way before in high school, like when we still like had like stone wheels to class, but
uphill in the snow.
yeah, uphill in the snow,
Both ways.
both ways, 5 miles, but other than that, or fitness, you know, and I mean, and for me, it's weird because like I think like I am old enough to be everybody's father at this table, but I mean they're my friends because like we understand each other and that too. But plus, fitness keeps you young, and I say that all the time. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, next question. So about coffee, Mr. Roberts said something about drinking too much coffee in a video.
I actually said I needed more coffee because I really don't believe in that fucking statement.
What's so bad about coffee? I don't drink energy drinks, soda, beer, etc. Only tea, milk, water, and coffee.
I don't know what video you're talking about because I never said that. Trust me, because I probably just down 4 cups right now. I probably drink a little too much coffee. Is probably what I said. I probably drink too much coffee for the average person. But I do.
You also drink it black.
I drink it black too.
That's what's bad about the coffee is the sugar,
Yeah.
the creamer, all the stuff you put into it.
Exactly.
That makes it bad.
Very good.
Going and getting a special drink at Starbucks is not the same as having a
Yeah, oh,
exactly.
I did say something like that where I had an online client that was drinking 750 calories a day.
Oh my God.
from
Starbucks.
2 cups of coffee.
Yeah,
Sugar.
in Starbucks. Like, I mean, first of all, how the fuck do you afford that? And secondly, that's a lot. You know, that's a lot. So.
Little coffee with your creamer.
Alan leaning out, keeping his strength for a middle-aged man, very inspiring. Plus, he's a badass. True.
The strength has gone down a little bit. I would say that. Like, I mean, I'm probably not going to be bench. I'm probably not going to be squatting 575 ever again. But I'm not going to ever put that weight back on to even think about it. Like,
Right.
I made a video not too long ago, and you guys can check it out because we're not going to absorb. I want you guys to meet these folks too, not just talk to me. But I posted a video not too long ago that I'd gladly trade it and do it 10 times over again because realistically, this is about health, fitness, and longevity. And I personally was making a mistake in keeping that weight on just to be strong. There's no long-term payoff in a powerlifting movement. Nothing, nothing at all. So I was basically a mid-40s man putting my life at risk by keeping that weight on, and that's stupid. That really, really is. So. That's why I made the change to do it. Like I really wanted to get healthy, and I've always been good at jumping. I still had good endurance. I just wanted to make sure I was at a healthy weight. Like I mean, and now it's just gotten to be like my fitness now. My fitness level is crazy, and now it's not me being egotistical. It's just nuts. I can almost keep up with her.
I think I can speak for everyone here when we say longevity is the biggest thing.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
Who cares if you're strong now when in 10 years you're hurting, you're in pain? It's not worth it.
Your max bench press when you're dead is 0.
Yeah.
Steve Shaw said that. I mean,
Function and
it's so
performance.
prophetic, you know.
Function and performance.
Any thoughts on front squats versus Zercher squats?
Versus
I'm not a fan of Zercher squats.
Why hang that much weight on your elbows?
It's just not. It's
I mean,
pointless to me.
I understand it. Like people like like some people like that shit. I'm a very conventional old school guy. Shocking, but like, I mean, have you ever even tried it?
I've
I've never even
tried
tried
it.
it.
No.
Never tried it. Probably won't try it.
I'll stick to the front squat
It,
or goblet
it
squat.
just seems excessive and a fad to me. I have a serious question. I know I should go and get me checked, but my knees bother me a lot if I stop exercising my legs. So what should I do, or why is that?
They bother them if they stop exercising.
If he stops doing legs.
Stop doing legs. Start doing legs.
Start doing
Yeah,
that.
start doing legs.
You're probably tight. You probably have some mobility issues.
Stretch it out.
You need to work on that. For
Why
sure.
would you? I don't know why you would stop doing your legs. That's my thing. Like, one of the key things I say to everybody: with legs keep you young. You know, like, none of you guys have to worry about that yet, but you're going to stay young for a long time as long as you got healthy legs. You know, that's the difference between me and a bunch of other dudes. I mean, that really is. Like the upper body stuff. I mean, there's some guys at the gym that are there with me, but like, especially for guys my age, I don't see anybody keeping up leg wise with me, and that's why. You know, I mean, that's why I'm young still. You know.
Don't skip leg day.
For me, I know leg day, for me, I don't work my legs heavy every day, but leg day is every day. I'm at least doing goblet squats and walking lunges every day
Yeah,
just to keep the strength and the mobility in my legs.
You should incorporate some sort of like squatting or something like that every single day in your life. You know.
What is everyone's favorite core workouts?
Core workouts.
The ab wheel. I have to go with the ab wheel. There's actually someone posted it on your group the other day with the bands. So he actually used a barbell and wrapped the band around it to give him more resistance. So I'm going to try that.
nice.
But I am a huge advocate of the ab wheel.
Yeah, she does like
You'll never see a better ab wheel in your life, ever.
to the point where I've included it in my dailies just because it's just fucking nuts. It's like, and then like the rest of her core workout on a daily basis. And I'm sorry about the coffee. The rest of the core workout on a daily basis for her is insane. So, but I would say it's like a love-hate relationship for the ab workout. But core, just to be real, and this is something she's going to start doing. Core, you're a dancer, and that's a lot of core work right there. And both Andrew and I are big yogis.
Yeah.
Andrew's mobility for yoga is ridiculous. And that's good core work to me too. So,
Yeah, this is not just your core, y'all.
no.
Yeah.
Core is also your lower back.
It's all of this. Okay.
Everywhere.
All of this. All right. Oh, Christian's starting lean mass tonight after I've got my kids to sleep. Can't wait. That's awesome.
Get it, motherfucker. Christian, you're seriously so far, dude. You've come so far, man. So proud of you.
Robin SC, been working out consistently for 2 years, now looking to add flexibility. Any resource suggestions? Andrew?
Resource suggestions for flexibility? I'll be honest, like a lot of my flexibility, one, it's genetic. I've been naturally flexible my entire life. Where I gained most of my flexibility though was I started doing home workouts and stuff on the yoga resources they had through there. You can go through I think yoga.com.
Do yogawithme.com.
Yeah, do yogawithme.com. Yeah, they have great resources for beginners all the way up to expert. I mean,
You
just
also do
about anything.
mob flow, right?
Yeah, so if you look on Instagram,
Yeah.
hashtag MobFlowMonday, I have my own hashtag. Every Monday I drop a mobility flow. So the thing about flexibility is awesome. However, I think it's just a component of mobility.
Yeah.
And to have flexibility without strength is to not have it at all. It's just gonna go away. You have to be able to maintain strength in that range of motion to keep that range of motion.
Yeah.
So I would look into more mobility and building strength and where you want to be. And check out Mouthful Monday. That's a good place to look for it. Thoughts on Moscow 5x5 program? I've actually never
I've never done
heard
that.
or done it.
You know, I mean, 5x5 is a good program, basically. And any variation of it, just about, is a good program just to get yourself started. It's a pretty good beginner, basis. I personally will go back to 5x5 occasionally, just because you want to test your strength a little bit after I do a lot of volume training. But what will you laugh at?
All right, there's a funny comment. I've been reading all the funny comments. I love it.
But it's just as good as any other program. The problem is never the program. The problem is the person who won't stick to it. You know what I mean? Like the program's not faulty.
Yep.
You are.
Yep. Number one variable, y'all, adherence.
Yeah.
You could be on a crap program, but if you adhere to it, you're gonna see results.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
End of the day. All right, moving on. Gonna skip that.
What are we skipping?
Oh, these two from Legend of Nog.
Oh.
He seems cool. I gravitate toward fitness type of people because I love being around people who are so highly motivated. I agree. I think we can all agree
It
with that.
definitely helps.
Top music playlists for working out. Oh, personally, I listen to like some really hardcore rap. Like I love rap when I work out. However, once in a while, I'll play some really smooth R&B. I'm talking like Avant, Tyrese, Genuine, like some really slow stuff when I work out. It's super weird, but it works for me.
I listen to country when I work out,
Yeah.
so.
Do you really?
That's interesting.
That
it's
is.
like my daily life. So.
That is very interesting.
All three of us like, what?
I would have never expected that.
Nope.
How about you?
For me, when I'm doing my strength training, I've been into I Prevail recently. Like I like that hardcore stuff that's gonna get my blood pumping.
Yeah.
Yoga though, Yoga Radio on Pandora. Like I need something calm, something that's gonna help me flow.
Right. All right, let's keep going. Yay, coffee good. I agree.
Yeah.
I'll be probably roasted about this, but please say hello to all the vegans watching this. What's up, vegans?
What's up, vegans?
Y'all are awesome.
That's
I'm
commitment right there.
pescatarian.
I could never do
Yeah.
that.
I'm pescatarian. I eat fish. I eat fish
I
and
like
eggs.
chicken
Yeah.
too much, I think.
Oh, this is a great one. This is give Allie some time to shine. For the viewers who don't know you, Allie, what will your channel be focused on since you're just starting?
So my channel's gonna be, that's actually a really good question. My channel's gonna be really focused on female lifting, and I know I definitely wanna do a couple of videos about the myths of female lifting. So a lot of girls don't lift chest. They don't do anything for their chest or their back, especially upper body, because they're afraid of being bulky, which is totally not, like, you're not gonna get bulky from lifting. It's not gonna happen. I've been lifting for quite a while, and as you can see, I don't look like a man. Also, I just wanna put a couple of videos out there about basic lifts and using proper form. Also, like, I want to include a lot of mobility stuff because that's something that I'm definitely lacking on and that I need to work on. So yeah, it's gonna be very geared towards women, but also not so much the sexualized aspect of fitness, because I think that a lot of female fitness YouTubers and female fitness people out there are really into showing their booty or their boobs on camera. And
We're
that's
sick
just
of
not-
it.
Yeah.
We're sick of
not
it.
who I
It's
am.
not fitness.
It's not fitness.
Just modeling.
Really excited for your channel.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a really good question. I'm a big fan of this one. Thoughts on rest periods? Longer for better strength or shorter for intensity? So I can start, I guess. So the rest period kind of depends on what your goal is. So if you're doing strength training where you're doing very, very low reps, you know, in the, I would say 3 to 5 range, even 2, if you're going like 90-95% intensity, you need long rest periods. You cannot rest for like a minute and try and get back onto that weight because you will not put it up.
Right.
Anyone else want to elaborate?
You know, I mean, part of it depends on the state of fitness you're actually in, because the idea behind rest periods is, you know, for you either want to keep yourself into the glycogenic or oxidative state if you want to burn fat, or if you want your ATP to replace itself into the muscle so you can hit closer to 1 rep maximum, stuff like that. It depends on, you know, what you're actually training for. I personally train all sorts of different ways with all sorts of different rep schemes and all sorts of different rest periods. So it just depends on what you're looking for. I mean, you should never, like, the thing is, you're gonna lift a long time, like a long time. So, all my trolls are here, it's awesome. Like, the 5'7" guys are here. I didn't ban you from my channel because you said I was 5'7". I banned you from my channel because you literally spam shit just like you're doing right now. It's fucking hysterical.
Can I borrow your phone real quick?
Yeah.
Thanks.
But I love it.
You
You guys keep going because interactions are all good, motherfuckers. So,
Can you read questions for a little bit?
yeah.
I need to text a client real quick.
let's see. But back to that, rest periods are important. You know, the rest periods, I would vary depending on the day you go to, like depending on what you're looking for. So
Yeah.
let's see. Ask Alan why he blocks his haters from comments on his videos. I don't block haters, bitch. What I do is if you spam like you guys are, that's what gets blocked because you pull it up. So does Alan know he's tiny? Yeah, I do. Let's see. Get a life. Let's see. Oh, love these guys. Country all the way. That's your intervention. Al Rob, who are these people? These people are Coach Chronic, Built with Brains, and Andrew.
Hey.
What up?
What up? Take a peek. Hey, Alan, how many exercises should I do per muscle group? Chest, back, legs. It depends what you're looking for. You know, like I do a variety. You know, so one day I've actually done one day exercises where it's like I'm going to squat today and I'm going to do nothing but squats. That's it. But for a lot of times I'll do lunges with squats, that sort of thing.
Let's see what else we got.
Tips on building muscles for short dudes. Same thing as building muscles.
Yep,
What's up, John?
same thing.
These are just my trolls. They're awesome. That's so soft. I love you guys. For real though. I mean, do you guys not see why you get banned? You're literally spamming the feed. That's why you get banned. That's the dumb shit. I couldn't give a fuck less if you guys think I'm 5'2". I really don't. That just makes my jumping ability look more impressive, you fucking pussies. You know, I like having trolls because very honestly, I actually did a video one time. You guys should check that shit out because you watch all my other shit. It's called Cultivating the Trolls because YouTube's based off interactions, you dumb motherfuckers. So it actually bothers me when I have to block people for spamming the way you fuckers do. But you know, that's all. I tell you what though, you guys can come over to Facebook, you know, with your real accounts for who you really are and be real men. And I won't ban you from there, I fucking promise. Okay, this is so fucking funny. This little guy thinks he's tough. What an idiot. Dude, I'm not the anonymous motherfucker. Okay, now let's get on to real fitness channels. Let's see. It's literally these guys. So we're just going to, nah.
Yeah, the blocks.
Nah, we're not going to block anybody.
Oh, no blocks? Okay.
But my pussy boy salty. Oh, please. You guys are funny. Ben just got a notification from Athlete Next video about exercises he wished that he did years ago. What are some exercises you skipped or neglected to start with? Shit, I didn't do legs for a long time. I started off as a gym bro, so I didn't do legs at all for the first probably like 6 years I fucking lifted, but that was because it was like when I was like 14 to 20, you know, because I started lifting when I was 14, so.
Yeah, I was like your typical girl, all leg day and no upper body for a really long time, especially when after college I got into running a lot more, so I was doing all the cardio and none of the lifting. So I skipped back, any kind of upper body, back, arms, shoulders, everything.
I'm pretty much the same as you, being a soccer player. It was leg day every day.
Yeah.
Every day, that cardio all the time.
That's hilarious. I'm the opposite. I did all upper body and no legs, and I hated myself for it today. I kid you not. I was so confused and brainwashed by social media before I actually got knowledgeable about fitness that I could bench as much as I could squat. It was embarrassing.
That happens more often. I mean, I think that happens more often than what you think. I mean, like a lot of guys, like a lot of gym bros, it happens a lot. You know, like where they bench 5-6 times a week, and you know, it just goes to show too, like you're not going to overtrain a muscle just by fucking doing it a couple times a week. You know what I mean? Like, but it does go to show like you need to have a variety of what you do. You know?
Yeah.
What else?
More crap.
Oh, it's all good.
Never spam, blah, 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 an idiot. Alan, you're my idol. You a good guy and know your shit when it comes to fitness. Thanks, October Sky. He's embarrassed. What would be a good ratio, big to small muscles for a program? Calculations of ratio according to, oh goodness, tonnage times distance. I'm not really sure how to interpret that question. I'm assuming you mean compound list versus like more, not isolated, but more like favored lifting. I'm not.
Tonnage times distance.
I'm not really sure what that means.
James, could you elaborate a little bit more? Thank you, buddy. Frequency of squats in a week to increase strength.
Can you do intense squats in a day, or intense squat day in a week, or do higher frequencies?
You know, the thing about increasing like squat strength, you're eventually going to have to put some heavy weight on your back. It's going to have to happen. I do think that it needs to be mixed up a little bit with some volume. So having like a strength day and a volume day for legs is always good, because realistically, you're going to have to hit both, and you're going to have some hypertrophy work, because if you do not build your leg muscles, you're not going to be able to actually increase the strength of it eventually. So, I mean, it's a limiting factor. Like when I was just only lifting for strength, my leg muscles weren't getting any bigger. Like they really weren't. I was just becoming better at the squat. You know, my legs get bigger as I do some hypertrophy work for it too.
Yep.
Yeah.
For me, I have one intense leg day a week where I lift heavy, short reps, heavy weight, and then all the rest of the day, walking lunges and squats.
Yeah.
For
All the
strength.
dailies. That's right.
Yep, all the dailies.
Yeah, I think mixing up your rep schemes is definitely important on a week-by-week basis. I believe it's called undulated periodized training. So the typical standard is linear, where you're doing kind of the same thing for an X amount of time, but really mixing things up. Even the research shows that hypertrophy, strength gains, all that stuff is expedited, and it's just better for you.
Especially if you're an intermediate lifter, you want to make sure you actually do, you know, some. You want to make sure you actually do some difference variation. When you're just getting started, though, you want to spend some time under the bar.
Yeah.
So.
Any injuries you guys suffered? Yeah.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll go first. I strained my meniscus in my right leg. That was 2 years ago, I think I strained my meniscus in my right leg. And that set me back a long time. Like, my entire right side of my body just became weak. Just because I didn't work it. I couldn't work it.
And I partially tore my groin this past year in July. It sucked. It's still recovering from it a little bit, to be real.
Yeah, in high school, right after lacrosse season ended, I hope my brother's not on here because he's going to tell you all I got eaten by a shark. But I broke my foot playing football on the beach, barefoot. Not the smartest idea, so don't ever do that. But I went to tackle someone and my foot went into their shin and shattered my foot. Thank God the lacrosse season had ended, but it put me out of the gym for like quite a while. And I was actually supposed to go hiking in Switzerland like right after that, so that was a little difficult. But yeah, injuries are not fun.
Some bitch third gen. Awesome Sauce is doing great.
For me, I have sprained my ankles multiple times. I played basketball, and again, this is before I knew about actual recovery for, oh my goodness, all caps. This guy's fun. So I'm very active throughout the day. I walk a lot. I walk everywhere, so I don't drive yet. And I'm active literally every single day. I teach classes, I train clients, I dance, and before I learned efficient movement, I was very one-side dominant, so my right leg is my primary leg, and I really inflamed my quad tendon so bad to the point where I could barely walk, and I had to learn about mobility. I had to teach all my stuff, all these concepts, because and something called fascia, which one of us will get into later, possibly. It's really complicated, but just think about this. Like, there's this tissue that goes pretty much over your entire body, and when it's tight, you can have pain. So that was me. I was basically a ball of like brick because I wasn't elastic at all. So learning how to recover from that was huge for me. It really opened the door to a lot of recovery, mobility, stretching, how to foam roll correctly, how to use a lacrosse ball effectively to release fascia, or relax it. I can't say release because that doesn't really exist. But in general, I think injuries are important because they teach you not necessarily what you're doing wrong, but what you can do better. Right?
Yeah.
They also teach you how to recover.
Yeah,
A
definitely.
lot, which I think is what a lot of people don't kind of realize.
I think that's how I knew most about with muscle imbalances.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I never knew what a muscle imbalance was until
Central line mallet.
until I couldn't use my right leg.
Okay, thoughts on citrulline malate? Citrulline malate's a good vasodilator. It's like, it gives you a good pump. It should be taken about 6 grams as the active dose, I believe it is. L-citrulline can be taken, I believe, in 2 to 3 grams, I think. I don't know. But it's good. I don't use it all the time. I would use it occasionally. It gives a great pump. I don't use it on leg day ever because I think the pump is a little bit too intense. But it's pretty good. Let's see the other ones. Thoughts on the anabolic window thing? The anabolic window thing is a fucking lie. There is one, but it's like 24 hours long. So the 30-minute thing is just stupid. Some bitch already asked that question. Why did I tell me I tore your groin? I've said it on multiple videos, man. You're not watching my shit?
What are your?
He's a cool guy, though, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he is.
What are your opinions on cutting agents like fen-pen? I know it's not safe, but would you use it if you're going into comp?
I wouldn't do those comps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in general.
That's why I wouldn't. It's just like the reality of it is like when you have to dehydrate yourself to that stage and with that, like I do stuff for health, you know, and I can understand where people would do stuff like that because like I was actually keeping myself in unhealthy body fat literally just to try to think about powerlifting and stuff like that. But for a competition like that to actually like to the point where you're actually possibly damaging your kidneys and your internal organs and stuff like that, especially your kidneys, they take a pounding because you're on a seriously high protein diet to actually keep the muscle mass on, and then whatever other agents you're using, and then the cutting compounds too. That's just not
Recipe for
healthy.
disaster.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's just not healthy at all. So, no, I wouldn't recommend.
Thoughts on steroids?
They're bad.
You know, I use DHEA in
Stay
gym.
away.
I use DHEA in gym, but I don't understand like. My doctor has actually told me to use it like years and years ago. I wouldn't do anything like that unless a doctor has told me. If a doctor puts you on TRT or a doctor puts you on some sort of hormone replacement therapy, that's fine. But you know, weighing out the pros and cons, like what the fuck? Why would you? You know? So,
Yeah, especially as you get older because it makes your muscle imbalances compared to your body frame so much more drastic, and that's where injuries come in, pec tears, like, you know, a ton of bicep ruptures. They're so common.
Yeah, they are.
Steroid users.
Hey, Sketch.
That's
Out
addict
to
from
play
motherfucker.
soccer. Yeah. Case
Yes.
nutrition.
Yeah.
Cass addict motherfucker.
I like it.
Where's he
Here's
at?
what about rotating?
You guys, good to see you. What's up, man?
How many days a week should I train legs?
Uh,
Loaded question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very loaded question. It really depends on your goals, depends on your anatomy, depends on your mobility, it depends on your recovery time. Like there's so many different variables.
The
Like
big thing, it depends on how often you're actually going to get to the gym.
Yeah. And
You're
what,
only
and what
getting
you
to the
can
gym 3
adhere
days
to.
a week, train once a week at least.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your phone's dying soon. We should hop on someone else's. And I'm actually gonna run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Be right back, y'all.
I'll read and take you back there. Is the adductor abductor machine good for strength building in the SI joints? I use it occasionally. I use it occasionally for the adductor and abductor machine. I use it occasionally for like hip mobility and stuff like that. Yeah. My charger right over here. Andrew, can you grab that for me?
Yeah.
But I like it because I like the especially the adductor machine because honestly it builds good strength for squats. So let's see, October Sky. What kind of training split do you guys do? Push pull. I do push pull legs.
Push pull legs.
Yeah. Yep. I do push pull legs a lot. I mean, occasionally I'll do like the dailies aren't necessarily push pull legs, but I'll do those.
Yeah.
Dailies are just everything I want to be proficient in.
Right, yeah, you pick your weaknesses and then you make it into a daily and then you couple it with something you like. It works perfect.
Yep.
Let's see, least favorite exercise movement. Least favorite.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Shoulders because they hurt like.
I used to hate pull-ups, but they're getting better at them,
Yeah.
so I don't mind that shit now. So Burpees, I can understand that.
Burpees
Yeah,
fucking suck.
burpees are
I'm having to do a lot of them for the fucking Spartans coming up. I
I don't
really
say
do.
anything with shoulders.
I love
Yes.
shoulders.
Oh, there's no
Shoulders
way.
are my weak point.
Take on the fake Mark's advice seriously. It makes sense sometimes, but he's guilty of so much. Like, here's the thing. I think he Googles a lot. I think you can find somebody, find better people. So, and that works. Joe Clear, what's up, motherfucker? How are you? Alan, what supplements do I take? I really, that's good. What kind of supplements do I take? I really, I'll take DHA and DIB every day, of course. And then I take, most of the days, I take creatine and beta-alanine. I haven't been on that for like about a month now. I'll probably hop back on soon. And then, besides that, I limit protein powders, everything like that. I really don't take much else. I take a multivitamin every day. That's about it. So what about you guys?
My supplementation mostly consists of pre-workout protein, pre-workout amino boosts, and right now I'm in a pre-workout energy boost right now. But most of the time, whenever I take any kind of supplementation, it's strictly for research purposes and what it actually does to me.
Right.
That way I can recommend to other people, like, hey, this is a good supplement because it works.
Right.
Yeah, I use a pre-workout. Usually I only do half a scoop because I can't tolerate caffeine that well because I don't really drink a lot of it. And then other than that, I don't get a lot of protein in my diet, so I'll have a white isolate.
Thanks, Catch.
Let's see. What age did you start lifting? I started at 14, and I started because I was a track athlete. What about you?
I started, when I was like maybe 13 or 14. A friend of mine, my best friend actually, he was a wrestler back in high school. He was hard. Like the guy was competing to basically be in this thing called New England, which is like all the boarding schools in New England compete. Right. And he broke his rib. The guy took 1,500 milligrams of ibuprofen and still wrestled. Like he was crazy. But I lifted with him for the first time, and my arms were so sore, they were stuck like this for like a day.
The T-Rex arms?
Yeah, I couldn't.
I've been like that before.
That's so funny.
Literally couldn't move my arms.
I've been like
I
that
think
before.
I started, well, I mean, I've been an athlete in sports since I was like 5, but I don't think I started seriously lifting until my sophomore year in college. So that was about 4 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't start until college. Played basketball and soccer throughout high school. Never really had time to lift.
Let's see.
Why isn't V-Shred answering questions with y'all? Good point.
We didn't have enough gel for his hair.
Good point. That's funny. Prolonged fasting. What are your views? Longer than a few days? I don't fast longer than like 16 hours. That'd be fucking crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
much.
The guy from Nito Keto. If you like keto,
He's
he's got a new
insane.
channel. He's got an autoimmune disease. He's got I believe it's ulcerative colitis. Yeah. So he uses that to help like heal his stomach basically. But he fasts for like 6 fucking days.
Yeah.
That's like fucking a long time just to do water with. Oh shit, I'd die.
Yeah.
October Sky, probably that's one we just answered. Oh yeah, Neil Francis, how you been, man?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I actually want to talk about that.
Okay.
Do they call you Coach Chronic because you smoke the chronic? No. So I actually don't smoke marijuana at all. I'm not a big fan of it. The name Chronic actually was given to me by my uncle when I was born. The Chronic album by Dr. Dre came out, and he was like, all right, I'm calling you Chronic. I adapted that as my coaching name because it's basically my mantra: chronic behavior, chronic results, right? If you do something consistently and chronically, you can have results, whether it's weight loss, weight gain, strength gain, whatever it is, life goals, like whatever. People have a very negative perception of the word chronic, like we have chronic back pain, like you said, marijuana, chronic disease, etc. And I want to change the paradigm of that word to something that's positive. And honestly, it can really open up your whole world. Mindset is so huge. People don't focus enough on mindset, and that's what I'm really trying to bring to the game.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about that. Thank you.
That's awesome. Let's see. Do you believe in daily or weekly caloric intake totals? I really look at it kind of like as a weekly, because I mean, realistically, that's what it works out to. Like, you're not going to lose unless you're like some sort of a crazy endurance athlete, like somebody that runs 7 fucking miles after doing like shit like that, like she does. If I was her, I'd probably worry about my daily caloric intake. I really would, because I mean, she does literally run like, she'll do like 2 hours worth of workout or 2.5 hours worth of workout, and then run 7 miles on the fucking treadmill.
That will not happen after this running stuff is over. After I do this
crazy
race,
shit.
But.
But that you might want to worry about. But for the average person, I think a weekly total works. You know? What about you guys?
To just comment on it a little bit, I think it's definitely based on activity level. Like someone like Allie, who's very, very active, she needs to be more cognizant of her carb intake, her protein intake, and just to make sure everything's all balanced out. Like sometimes on a daily basis. Like if she's going really hard one day, like she has to recover and eat obviously more than if she was less active.
Right.
And to answer that question on a more I guess general scale, it really depends on what you're trying to do. So I will never recommend an extreme caloric deficit because it's not sustainable. You might lose weight, but you won't keep it off. Like weight maintenance up here, weight loss down here. Like who cares if you lose weight? What will we look like in a year, 2 years, 5 years? You know what I mean? So week by week is probably the best way to go for general population.
I agree. That's awesome.
Thank you.
How do you train your rotator cuffs? Available for all 4 of you. I watch Athlete Next videos for train my rotator cuffs. Just be real. One of the big things I do is preventative maintenance. Like I make sure I try to never put like my shoulders in a possible area of impingement, especially because I have arthritis on my right shoulder. I really got to watch out. So I really try to make sure that I'm being mindful of where my hand position are, shit like that. So
Dan is really interested in me. Mr. Flynn, thank you for the questions. I'll get to that in a second. How many meals do you eat a day? What's your go-to snacks? I'll answer that. So I don't like to call it this, but I do intermittent fasting. I just skip a meal a day. Like I don't eat breakfast when I wake up.
Yep.
Pretty much.
There's no crazy science. Like there is some research that shows like, oh, it does this to your this and that, but honestly, you just skip a meal and it helps with caloric deficit. That's it.
Yep. I'm kind of the opposite. I'll do fasted cardio in the mornings, but usually I eat about 5 to 6 smaller meals a day.
Right.
It's just how my body works. I'm just used to it now. And I actually find myself after 2 hours of not eating, I'm starving.
Yeah, everyone's different.
Yeah.
Everyone's different.
I know for me, if I'm busy, I eat when I can. Pretty much, it all depends on what my schedule is and how active I am during that day.
Oh, we skipped one. Who the worst YouTuber fitness we all must steer clear of? Well, I think we can all say that at the same time. 3, 2, 1. V-Shreds.
I mean, reality of it is when anybody's putting out, when you don't know the basics of how to actually do a lift you're trying to describe, like a deadlift, that's dangerous. Especially when you are trying to convince the general audience not to watch other YouTubers that might have literally when you put ads on other people's videos, don't watch other fitness YouTubers, watch me, and you don't know how fucking deadlift is. Here's my thing: I don't even mind the game of don't watch other YouTubers as a marketing thing because that's ruthless, and I can deal with that. However, when you don't know what you're talking about, that's when it gets to be a really, really, really big issue. I've said it before in many videos that I've made about them. It's dangerous. I mean, it really, really, really is. Something like giving bad advice on one of the compound lifts that you obviously have an audience of people that are new to lifting. That's his majority audience. Because if you're not new to lifting, you know to watch somebody else. That's the scary portion of it. So it really, really, really is.
Let's see. Dennis, I like watching you for a good laugh, though.
He's talking about the fake mark.
Oh,
Christian,
okay.
How do you treat those sore hands from pull-ups? I use a thing called a skin food. It comes in a green tube, and it's really good. And you got to rest them occasionally,
Yeah, I also use Working Hands.
Yeah,
it's a green. It's a little green thing. I think it's Bed Bath or Bath and Body Works.
You can get it everywhere. Yeah.
But I put it on because it makes your hands feel really weird. So I use it at night before I go to sleep, and then when I wake up, they usually feel pretty good.
Man, I love coaching others on fitness and seeing how fitness can impact and change lives. That's what's up, man. Keep doing that. Coach Chronic, what is your height and weight? I am 5'8" and a half, I like to say, and I'm about 160 right now.
Alan, you have some little ass hands. Thanks, man. You pay so much attention to one of my biggest fans. I love you. Alan, I do 50 weighted pull-ups as part of my back workout. Damn, dude, 5 sets of 10. Hands eventually give out. How do I increase grip strength? Just keep
holding heavy things.
Yeah, grip stuff.
Put heavy things in your hands.
Farmer carry, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Walk around with 245 plates in your hands.
Every Damn Day Fitness best pre-workout you can buy. Make your own. So I really believe that. Buy it in component parts, and that way you can decide what you want for that day. That way it's not like one solid thing. So when are we going to see the results of your cut? Probably about athlete next time. So it's going, yeah, it's going really, really well though. I'm pretty pleased. I can lose weight over a slower period of time now, which I'm very fucking happy for.
Any funny accidents at the gym?
Shit, like when I first met Shaw.
Ton.
You guys see about this? The first day I met Steve Shaw, not the first time. The first time I met him, he didn't actually get to work out with me, and then he invited me back to Tiger Fitness when I was in town one time. And it's Steve Shaw, and I mean, like, I was nobody. You know, I still am nobody, but I knew who he was because he's, you know, an editorial director at Tiger Fitness. Read many of his articles, seen his YouTube, seen his Instagram, everything like that. And here I am now lifting with Steve Shaw, and I misloaded his fucking plates. I put a 25 on when we were supposed to put a 45 on, and it almost fucking killed him. For real, because when you stand up, like when you're ready to push it, like it was like we were in the 400s. Like so we were doing reps at 495, and he had 45 on the one side, and I put a 25 on the other side. Ooh. So he went to stand up off that thing, and it damn near flipped on both of us. So that's funny now.
Hindsight.
But not too funny at the time, because I was like, oh, shit. Yeah. Kenny's full of shit. Alan, we finally see you shirtless, maybe? I don't know. How much money you got?
I can talk about some funny accidents at the gym. Yeah. So this one time, this guy was doing heel raises with a deficit. So he got a jump box and on the Smith machine. And he didn't understand physics, so that shit just came under him, and he busted his whole. I mean, it's not really funny, but he busted his whole face, and it was all bleeding, and he was like delirious. And we're like, we're gonna call you an ambulance. And he's like, no, I'm good. I'm like, no, we are going to call you a paramedic, something. So like accidents like that happen sometimes at the gym, and I think the most important thing is just to make sure the person's okay. Yeah. Like. People kind of just like backed away and didn't do anything, but like I just stepped in because like besides the fact that I worked there, like I'm trained in CPR, help first aid, all that good stuff. So I just jumped in, make sure he was okay, and then you know they can choose to not accept help from the paramedics, but we had to call the paramedics.
You got to just out of liability purposes.
Yeah.
Anything for you guys?
Funny stories from the gym. I've had a jump rope hit me in the junk one time. That hurt. Ooh. Like motherfucker.
Ooh. That would be funny.
Oh, it was hilarious. Well, I bet everybody watching it got a good laugh out of it, but I did not. I hated that.
What about you? You probably got some. Besides the creeping dudes.
Oh, the latchet, yeah. that was
the dudes that literally follow her around the gym. Yeah. That's hysterical.
Not really. I mean, there's been like times where I know the other day I was doing pullovers with the rope, and I didn't check the weight on the machine. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, whatever. Nope, not going anywhere. It was on like, 100-something pounds. Yep. I'm not doing that.
Surprises didn't move. Other than Jeff and Steve, are y'all friends with any other YouTubers? It depends on what you mean by friends. Like I talk to Elgin all the time, and we've never even met. But it's one of those things where it's like, it's a weird world. YouTube is, like it really, really is, because it's a virtual world. You don't necessarily, know these people. Like I've talked to people on the phone or like that, but I keep my circle as small as I can. I really fucking do. So, good video on April 1st. Thank you. I talk to people about that. Going to watch a video later, putting the kids to bed. All right, Dennis, that sounds good. We've been on for almost 45 minutes. Anybody got anything else? For these YouTubers I recommend?
Athlete Next.
Yeah, Steve Shaw. Steve's got a lot of business. These guys, whenever they get their stuff up and running, I think it's good. He's already got some great videos. I believe that Mr. Kaz Hadjic, my motherfucker, has already started a channel.
KH Nutrition.
You gotta watch that shit. He is an absolute genius, and the Olympic lifting is just fucking insane. It really is.
He's a beast.
So, let's see. What is your warm-up? This is a great question. What's your warm-up consist
of? So my warm-up consists of me working on where I am most tight or immobile for that day. because some days I'm more mobile in other places and tighter in other places, so I just got to work when I need to open up, especially for the kind of lifts I'm doing for that day. So if I'm going to be squatting, obviously I need to work on my hip mobility, I need to work on my ankle mobility, ankle dorsiflexion, meaning my knee going over my toe, and I need to make sure that I can do that efficiently, because I don't care how strong you are. If your kinetic chains, meaning from the ground up, how your joints are stacked up, if that is inefficient, you are going to eventually hurt yourself. And that can sometimes come from being immobile or not warming up correctly. Right. So after I get my mobility done, I activate my muscles. So I'm open up, doing my rotator cuff exercises, getting my hips warmed up, glute medius, side of the butt, to avoid valgus, meaning the knees internally rotate, just stuff like that. And after that, I'm getting my CNS fired up. Yep. That's my central nervous system if I'm doing heavy squats, because you need to have your brain turned on to lift heavy, because it's a mental game, sometimes more than a strength game.
Well, I mean, it's a mental. That's where mental meets physical. It really is, because if your brain is not going to fire all the muscle fibers in one unison for your central nerve, warm up your central nervous system, then you're not going to push as much weight. That's why, like, have you ever guys done back offs where if you lift a 1 rep max real heavy, and then the second thing you do, or not even 1 rep, but you lift real heavy one set, and then you back off, the weight that would normally feel heavy to you feels much lighter.
Yeah.
Like I used to do, at the end of every workout, when I was squatting real heavy, I would do like the best I was going to do that day, and then I would back off and do 405 for like a set of like 8 or 10, and that shit felt light as fuck.
Oh yeah.
it really did. Like I'm like, oh my god, it's 405. It still feels light. But
Yeah.
What do you do for warm up?
For my warm-up, I focus a lot on hip mobility. That's how I maintain my flexibility in my lower body a lot, because your hips are one of your most used joints, one of your most mobile joints in the body, other than the shoulder. Yeah.
I'm just not mobile at all.
We're working on it. It's gotten better.
She's very humble.
Yeah.
She's very humble.
She has good mobility.
Yeah. But also a lot of spinal work too. I like to make sure my spine is flexed or loose, active. I don't like a lot of static stretching before when I warm up. I like to do a lot of dynamic motions and a lot of dynamic warm-ups to activate my muscles.
Yeah, and that also depends on what kind of training you're doing.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to have, the reason why static stretching before something like a strength workout for the day is bad is because you're lengthening the muscle when you need to actually increase the contractility, meaning how fast the muscle gets smaller and bigger, essentially. Right. Yeah. And if it's too long, you're not going to be as efficient in the strength exercise. Like the bottom of the squat, you're not going to be able to come out as fast if your muscles are too long.
Very good. Let's see. Ask your friends if they agree with is basketball is cardio. Anything that gets your heart rate.
Hell yeah.
Heart rate is cardio. Like, God, it's just
hell yeah, dude.
I almost feel bad for Jerry Ward for being so stupid. I really do. It's God damn, like
you're so speak.
Like it's just some dumbass shit. It really is. Anybody that knows anybody that's actually educated and knows anything about fitness. Again, dude, Jerry, if you're, I don't know if you're gonna watch this, but I know I'm going to see you at Real Weights for Heroes, and I'm sorry, dude, you're just dumb like a motherfucker. Increase yourself.
Put it nicely.
Stretch. First of all, thanks for everything. All of you are great. The good work. Thanks a lot, Ben. We appreciate it. And now he's asking, stretch after working out or before bed? Both.
Mm-hmm. Yep. When's Allie's channel going up? We're working on it. You'll probably be the next one. So probably about 2 weeks we're going to do a live on her channel. Back here. So, but it'll be up before then probably. Probably working on the first video now. Was there any fitness YouTubers you guys trusted and then you realized were garbage? Not really. And there's some people that I've had, have declined, but I don't think that they're garbage. Like, I mean, there's some females that I'm not going to mention because I'm not a female, but I used to watch Alan Thrall a lot, and I still think he gives great advice. I think it got really weird when he started the starting strength stuff. I hear he's gotten away from that now, but I still haven't gone back. But yeah, not really. I mean, like normally you can tell when they're full of shit and when they're not. So. Let's see. You apparently look like my son. Any tips on increasing your vertical?
I was going for a young Jason Statham.
There you go. Any tips on increasing your vertical? You're literally so close to dunking. Squat.
Yeah.
Build your leg strength. Squat.
And also, when it comes to vertical, technique is a lot. Jumping, you can probably increase your vertical by like 3 inches just from jumping efficiently. A lot of people like to run before they go for, you know, a dunk or a vertical jump. It's honestly, it's an explosive movement.
Yeah.
So if you waste your energy with that running, you're not going to jump as high. It's simple as that.
Coach Chronic, you seem cool. It's good.
Thanks, Dan.
Benjamin Moss, awesome. All right, guys, we've been almost an hour, and that gets me a little undigestible. But any last thoughts?
I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. I want to thank all y'all for coming through and making this happen. Like, this is awesome. I'm looking forward to more.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, guys. Check out their channels. What we're going to do is you'll go back and you'll link the channels below.
Yep.
Like that. So, hope everybody has a good fucking day. We're out. Talk to you
All
later.
right.
See ya.
See ya. How do I? Oh, X.